Hey guys, it's ATW Blaze 921 here again, Anthony Abel, and I'm going to apologise I haven't done a games I bought through August video because I've been busy with, as you would know, on the 24th of August it was my birthday, so I had to deal with my birthday presents and I had to play around, and I was enjoying my birthday presents that much. I got a little carried away that I didn't do the update video, alongside finishing a playthrough that I had to finish up. But thankfully that playthrough is done, and I did a game review of that. And that playthrough was on the Evil Within. I've done a playthrough of that on the main game. And I've gotten a game review of that on my GameSpot channel, so you can check that out. And I've also downloaded the DLC for it, so I'll eventually tackle the DLC in the future. But either way, guys, I'm going to briefly talk about some of the games I recently bought through August, and then talk about what's gonna be happening this month in terms of my my work. So I'm gonna get started right now. So you see, I've got one PS1 game, one PS3 game, and two PS4 games. You're not seeing the front of it yet because I'll talk about it eventually. So I'm gonna cut straight to talking about the games that I've recently bought and say my quick opinions on them, and then I'll talk about the plans about what's going to happen and a quick impression of what I'm going to be talking about. So either way, guys, let's talk about my PS1 game I bought. The PS1 game I got, Life Force Tenka. This is the FPS game on the PS1. This was a game I originally played on the PS1, or that I had when I had the demo discs, and I used to play the demo discs, and I used to play this demo quite a lot when I was little. This was actually one of the few first demos I actually tried on my new PS1 game console, and I remember trying it and immediately dying afterwards. I sucked balls at it. This PlayStation 1 console is different from the old Super Nintendo console I was used to. But hey, this was my introduction to the 3D era, alongside Tekken 3, which was one of my first proper PS1 games that I owned. So I remember playing the demo quite a lot, so now I've finally got the full game. It was really good for its time. And I will say, it still looks pretty neat for a PS1 game made in 1997. This is when FPS games really started to make their appearance on the consoles, thanks to GoldenEye on the N64. And this is sort of like the PS1's answer to GoldenEye at the time, before Medal of Honor came around to do it all right. And seeing this now, it's kind of dated, mainly due to the controls. This was made before the analog sticks came. Yeah, the DualShock controller, but still kind of decent enough. Next up, for the PS3, I have Defiance. This is based on the sci-fi TV series, I believe. And this is a third-person action shooting game based off from it. At least as far as I know. That's about as far as I know. I've never watched it, and I doubt I care. But either way, it's an MMO style game where you do various different missions and quests with other players around the world. This is an MMO game, and still the servers are still working, and which is still a good thing. I picked this up because it was like 50 pence, so this makes it one of the cheapest PS3 games I own, next to Brink, which I paid only, yeah, just wanted to take a sticker off. Yeah, I only paid 49 pence for Brink on the PS3. Was this, I paid 50 pence for, which is only about 1 pence more expensive than Brink on the PS3. In the condition I bought it in. Still, good stuff. And now I'm going to talk about briefly my birthday presents I had. I had Persona 5 and this excellent analog and this new controller I've got for the PS3, the Pro Circa MLG controller for the PS3. Brilliant controller for the PS3. I mean, I've done a full 1 hour review of this controller. I dedicated my entire birthday video just to talking about this controller alone. You should check it out on my YouTube channel. It's brilliant. I really like it. If you own a PS3 and you like playing FPS games, the way the Xbox, the way they were meant to be, I picked this controller up because like some FPS games on the PS3 use the bumper buttons for some fucking reason instead of the trigger buttons. But thankfully, thanks to the trigger swap mechanic, which is done by pressing the down select button for 5 seconds on this controller, it'll swap the buttons and trigger buttons about. It's very handy. I absolutely do recommend this controller. And now we're on to Persona 5 for the PS4. This was an RPG game I had high hopes for. You know, after the disappointment I had with Final Fantasy XIV. I still call Final Fantasy XIV a disappointment, yeah. This one I had high hopes for, and for what I played for the first 2 hours of it, it did not disappoint. The story is incredible, and it is what the developers even points out. Even the game itself actually points out that it's an unjust game, and it knows it. And I'm only up to like the first of the palace. Yeah, the palace is what the game refers to the dungeons as. Well, I'm still playing only the tutorial segments, getting used to the combat and the story. And I've only just gotten one of the achievements on it. Just like with the Defiance, I played the game just as far as just to get my first achievement. So it registers my achievements on my PlayStation account. So that's good. So that's good. I really do like Persona 5's story a lot, and I really want to go through this game rough as I can. No looking at walkthrough guides aside from looking at the quiz answers. If I don't save my game, if I want the stat boosts, and if I forget to save my game, I'll just use a walkthrough guide just to give me the quiz answers. As long as it doesn't affect the story. Then I need to learn to save my game often. So those are the 3 games. So those are my birthday presents I had. Went into it a little bit. And now lastly, guys, this is a game I wanted to save for last. If you've already seen my rage, my ranting I did on a particular game when I played it back on the PS2, I was pissed to see it remade. And that I said countless times that a particular company likes to milk its fan base too much. Their one IP, and that one IP alone, and that game is Final Fantasy XII. Need I say more? I suppose I have to. It's remade for the PS4, and my god, it still sucks. Yeah, it sucks. I've seen videos, and I just know deep in my head, it still sucks. I have no idea. I have no idea what to say. I played through this game back on the PS2, because like I knew I was gonna eventually get rid of the PS2, and I wanted to do Final Fantasy XII just to get it out of my hair, because I knew I was gonna fucking hate it. I hated it back in the day when my friend told me about the game, that it was using that crappy license board and that crappy gambit system. Oh, and I'm glad I never bought it at launch when it first came out for the PS2, because there was so much shit in the game that if I bought the game at full price, I would have been pissed. I mean, I would have been too pissed off to play it. I wouldn't care. It would have single-handedly ruined my. It would have single-handedly ruined my affinity for role-playing games, and that has happened before. I played Final Fantasy VIII a long time ago when I was young. I was about 11, 12, 13, I think. I think 12 or 13. No, I think I was 13 at the time. Yeah, I gotta be 13 at the time when I first played Final Fantasy VIII, and when I played the game the first time, I got killed by a fucking T-Rex in the training area. Yeah, because that's one way to start a game off. Throw a T-Rex at the start of the game. Throw an enemy that can easily destroy you at the start of the game. Yeah, that's one way. That's one way to start a game off. Unless you know firsthand to run away from it. And then one day when I was grinding up very well in the levels, I was told to go to bed. So I went to a save point. A battle occurred, and what else happened? A T-Rex killed me. And I was pissed off and angry, and I was in tears and crying and cringing in my pillow from that incident. Yeah, so I went off to draw a piece. So I went off to draw a magic card piece, or whatever it's called, to draw points. Get into a fucking battle with a T-Rex, so I tried running away from it, and I was killed. It was a fucking disgrace. I know, I'm apologizing for my F-bomb language, but Final Fantasy VIII really left me in a rage when I was a child. And now I've finished it, I still think it's an absolute disgrace. And this game is still one of the most atrocious Final Fantasy games I played through as a when I had the PS2 back then. And now it's back on the PS4, ready to haunt me again. So I'm gonna do just this, guys. And this is going to be the ultimate regret. I'm going through it again. And why is that? Because I'm only interested. Because somebody has to put this game to bed. And to put it to bed permanently. And I know how bad this is going to be. Because I played it back in the PS2 days. I hated the side quests, I hated the battle system, I hated the gambits, I hated the license board. Well, this version of the game doesn't have the license board. It has a different sort of board. It has the Zodiac job system where you pick from a different kind of list of jobs. Because I know in the original game, you had this sort of license board where like every single character can perform every action and equip any item in the game, provided they had the license for it. And this sort of system was stupid. because because eventually every single character was gonna eventually do the exact same thing. And the gamma system I hated because like all the more useful commands, because all the useful commands that the gamma system can give you don't necessarily come until late in the game. And if you eventually, and also the worst thing about it is it takes all the control away from you. So so the game is just taking control of the game for you. So you're barely doing anything. In reality, that's what I believe. That's what I've noticed. Final Fantasy XII plays itself. I mean, you get the gambit system. You're letting the game beat itself for you. And all you're doing, you're just moving the analog stick around. You're just moving your character with the left analog stick or the right analog stick if you want to turn the camera. It's an absolute shithole of a bad battle system as well. The high risk, the summonings cost a lot of MP, and the spells eat up a lot of MPs, which means if you use your summoning and it gets killed, or you use any of your quickenings which don't do a whole lot of damage, you're fucked. Unless you got a ton of effos on you. And there are so many parts in this game where they decide to just throw in so many high level enemies that kill you. And I had that happen numerous times. That's how rage inducing Final Fantasy XII can be. And I've been told by my friend Thomas that there's one optional boss battle in Final Fantasy XII that has 5 million HP. And it takes like approximately 2 hours to kill, or unless, if you're high enough level, you can probably kill it in an hour. That is the most insane bullshit bosses you could ever throw in a Final Fantasy game. Next to some of the hardest boss encounters I had to put up with in Lightning Returns. One of which had 10 million, I think, in Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy XIII, I'm not sure. It's been ages since I last played that one. But whatever the case, that one was a pile of bullshit as well. But I'm not going to even dare mention that shit again after I played that. So yeah, guys, this is the next playthrough announcement. Final Fantasy XII is next to be played on the PS4. And I have got one of the achievements in the game, and oh my god, this is going to be torment. I'm going return to Invalise. Welcome to return to the world of Invalise, it says on the back of the box. To me, it's return to hell. And a hellish world I'll be returning in. I'll be returning to torment myself to get the achievements. I'll probably end up getting a platinum trophy for this game. Afterwards, I'm gonna try and tackle the side quests in this game. Because when I did it back in the PS2, I ignored like 80%, 80 or 90% of the side quests because I tried some of them, and I just got seriously angry at the game. And some of the terrible side quests that they threw, that I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't take any more of it. I just wanted to beat the main game and be done with it. So this is what you're gonna get, guys. A full playthrough of me going through the torment of hell. Again, in Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age on the PS4. And I hate to see how worse this game is going to be on the PS4 with the Zodiac system. Oh boy. I'll probably just write an impression Sorry about the jump cut. I'll probably just write a first impression on the Zodiac system, if whether or not it's better than the original or worse than the original. I'm betting my money's worth it's going to be worse than the original. But I'll ignore but there's only one redeeming factor about Final Fantasy XII. It's at least in HD. Maybe hot looking of steaming pile of garbage that you're gonna see. And I hope that hopefully when I beat this game, guys, I hope to never ever play this game ever again. Because I'm still gonna fucking hate it. Hate it back in the PS2, guys. I'm still gonna hate this fucking game on the PS4. Or any kind of future release it will have. It might have, should I say. Yeah, you know what? Just leave it. I'm happy to drop it. There you go. I just kicked it away. For now. So then guys, that's going to be my update for this video. I hope you guys got an update of what I've been doing. I will have another top 10 list. The worst games of 1997 will start next week. I promise I'll start it next week, but I also want to start that shit down there, Final Fantasy XII. I want to start that shit. And just piss all over it as much as I want. There will be chaos. There will be violence. There will be murder. Be committed in this game. I'll be killing everybody on it. Party members, civilians, enemies, whatever. And I'll be stabbing both of you in the back. Back 500 times doing it. While I sing to Persona 5's theme tune as well. Love to see that. Love to see that put into a video. So either way guys. Alright, that's enough. I need to calm down now. I need to get myself ready for my lift. So anyway guys, I hope you guys got the gist of my announcements. And I hope to see you guys next time. So, enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Hello guys again, I'm back. And there was something I really forgot to mention about Final Fantasy XII that I really wanted to talk about here. And that would be the story. Final Fantasy games were really good for storylines back in the day. Final Fantasy XII storyline is just poor. But I won't say it's anything like bad or terrible like Final Fantasy XIII storyline. That one was a convoluted mess. And Final Fantasy XV story, which was really just too much. And that one was just really poor as well. Final Fantasy XII storyline was just, I don't know, it was just shallow. It had this whole political thing going on. It was really just all about politics than it caring about any of the characters in the game. I mean, like, I get it. It's about like a group of the Imperial soldier fleet and is taking over your homeland, and Svan has to try and take back the country. Okay, you got an idea for a simple premise. Yeah, it looks good on paper. But then some of the plot points later on just really get out of hand. Like, a lot of it just involves far too much politics that you just really don't care about it. And pretty much the majority of the characters just don't seem to really get used all that often. They don't seem to have as many good roles, and they're not entirely that good. The main protagonist, Fawn, well, he isn't as terrible. He's not a bad character, I'm gonna say, but they just shove him to the side. He's just shoved away. He's only just there in the cutscenes. Just like, huh? Huh? It's like they didn't even try with the main character. At least Tidus they tried. And Noctis they tried. But they didn't with Bond. They were just like, oh wait, we got all these characters, but what about Vaughn? We're like, huh? Who's Vaughn? What's his role? It's like they just didn't have any idea what they were doing with him. Even I noticed it in some of the later cutscenes. It was just like, he's just shoved to the side. It's like nobody cares about him. And I know there's like fan favorite characters in the game, like Bolfier, Fran, but even they don't get much. But even they're not that good. I don't know. Fran's like a different sort of race. Who's different from the other characters. I kind of forgotten who Fran is. That is basically how memorable any of the characters are. They're mostly just forgettable. But I know everyone else says Bolfier is like the best of the main characters, but even he's not that great. He's just entirely there just to like make the dialogue huge, just to try and make the dialogue humorous. He's essentially like comic relief sort of thing, and he's trying to like cheer the whole situation up. He's all like, okay, pick me some sort of thief. Better than a common assassin. But some of them are just not fun. But some of the jokes are just not funny. Like, believe what you want if it's to only make you feel better. Or, yeah, if you just ask them real nicely, they'll just give you it sort of thing. And trust me, when I listen to some of them, I'm not fucking laughing. Some of which are just cringe-worthy. That's entirely how... And then some of the plot points near toward the end of the game is all... some of the main characters are all like, who gives a fuck? Who cares? This is not what we possibly would have wanted. Taking back the country? Taking back what was rightfully ours? Ours? Does anybody care? Do we care? We got like this Nephesite thing here, and we got that we mustn't let the Imperials have, and then are all like, we don't care anymore. That is simply like summarizing the storyline. It kind of goes to a point where they're like, who cares? And I'm even like, what? You don't care anymore? it's just really effed up, the story. It starts being political to then suddenly at the end, who cares anymore? Who cares? We don't. Nobody cares about the whole thing, the story. All we just want to do is just kill the main dude, and that's it. That's just basically Final Fantasy XII story in a nutshell I could possibly summarize. It's just a really poor storyline. It just really goes out of its head. That's got its head up its own butt. And it doesn't even know what to say anymore. And I don't think possibly the developers cared for this. I think that's probably saying a little too much, going a little too far there, but the storyline in 12 was just poor. And I'm going to be witnessing all the poor story elements in 12. And that's just how memorable the storyline is in 12. It's not anywhere near as atrocious as 10-2. Not as bad as like 13 or 15. But it's somewhere behind 8, just being a set of like convoluted nonsense. And this has become like a thing with Final Fantasy games now. But like the storylines are just getting out of control, and I'm pretty much the storylines don't. Square Enix doesn't seem to be trying with the story. It's like, oh yeah, we got this fantastic graphic setting, we got this awesome new world. But then they realize that like 90% of its development time, they have to make a story. We have to make the story to make it all worthwhile. That is what summarizes the new Final Fantasy games in a nutshell in terms of story. And this is the same thing when I played 12 back in the PS2 days. I said 4, but I just don't know. Is this what the Final Fantasy series is really going through now? But anyway, guys, this is all I now want to fully say. I am starting Final Fantasy XII when I'm done sorting out my things. No, next week, on Monday next week, Final Fantasy XII starts. Sorry for the jump cut there. Well, either way, like I said, guys, next week on Monday, Final Fantasy XII starts on the PS4, and I'm gonna suffer through it. There will be murder, there will be chaos, there will be dozens of people being killed off by me, party members, citizens, other adventurers, the soldiers in the beginning of the game. Everybody's gonna be dead. And when I get that platinum trophy, I swear it'll be the last time I ever play Final Fantasy XII. So anyway, guys, that is all I really want to say. I'm not looking forward to playing Final Fantasy XII, but alas, it'll have to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I haven't got nothing more to say now. This time I'm serious, and I hope to see you guys next time. So goodbye, for real.